Hello everybody and welcome back to Kev Creates. Today is another Bambu Studio lesson coming straight to your eyeballs. Let's go ahead and get into this. So I've already opened up Bambu Studio to make this easier for us. This is a product that I typically sell in my eBay store. We're going to go ahead and use this as an example because I actually have to print this on an almost daily basis now for some of my sales. So today we're going to be going over the rotational tool, the R tool. So here's how you get started. Upload your product or upload your piece that you want to have 3D printed. Come up, click on rotate, and what you'll see is three different color objects pop up around here. And each of them are denoted by what axis they control. The red is the x-axis, the green is the y-axis, the blue is the z-axis. So we're going to start with the z-axis since we're all the way up to the right, and that is how you rotate it along the z-axis. Isn't that cool? Look at that. So just as we're going to do some tips and tricks here while we're doing this. So one of the things that you can do is click on the rotational tool. Now, if you drag your mouse back towards this inner clock shape down here, you can adjust what you're moving in 45-degree increments. But if you come up to the topmost clock, it's 5 degrees. If you want to free float it, go outside of the clock or go in between the clock face movements. You see that? You got 45, 5 degrees. This is very, very useful, by the way, this outermost clock for getting precise measurements done. I'll show you what I actually do in just a moment, why this is useful for me and the products that I create in my store. So that's the Z. The green is the exact same 5-degree increments, free floating or even 45. 45 is very, very useful to me for work, so I love this tool. And then let's cover the last one just to have a complete tutorial. The x-axis, we're going to be rotating. Would you look at that? We're rotating. So again, if you're messing around with this, eventually you can work with all the different axes to get the print orientation to be exactly where you want it to be. So I'm going to take us all the way back. So let's say that we have an object that we've imported. It is flat, and you're like me, and you need to get a 45-degree angle on the tool that you're printing out in order to get stronger layer lines while having a more aesthetic appearance on the surface. See this? Look at all these layer lines. I don't want to ship this out to a customer, right? Because the surface when it's printed out is not going to look that great. Let me actually change the color so you can tell a little bit easier. Maybe that'll work. Yeah. It's a little bit better. You can kind of tell a little bit more easily now. These layer lines aren't, very appealing to the eye. I've actually had a lot of customers who have told me that they prefer how I print them now because it's still strong. The integrity of the structure is still strong, but it looks better. And what I'll do is I'll use a 45-degree angle. I believe it is 15, right? Yeah, it's 15, 315. This is a 45-degree angle. So now whenever we print, your layer lines are going to be a lot less visible when it comes out on the other side. And I'll use a structural tree support in order to make sure that it survives printing. So again, this is the rotational tool in Bambu Studios. Let me know what you guys think and what you want me to cover next. Again, I will be putting out as many of these videos as I can because I want to make a complete catalog and a complete library of videos on YouTube that you can scroll through in order to learn how to use the Bambu Studios for 3D printing. Thank you, and I hope you all have a good week.